One of the other directors, so there are two directors, and one of the second directors is a director of a similar company in Australia at the moment. A similar concept is now being rolled out in Singapore and now Malaysia as of last year. KPJ Healthcare in Malaysia. To start rolling them out throughout Malaysia. So this year there will be 4 built, 2 in Johor Bahru, 1 in Kuala Lumpur to be therapist. Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And was kind enough to organise this meeting with you and some of your personal staff, so thank you very much.
I've read your company profile.
Sure.
You learned you want to develop in South Jakarta.
I think so. I think we're looking at sites in South Jakarta. We're looking at sites to the west in areas like BSD City. For us, the challenge is to find some nice green open space, but still close to the city.
But unfortunately, like the BSD City is not our area.
No, that's right.
This province of Banten.
Yes.
Not in Jakarta.
One of the areas we've looked to the south, for example, areas like around Pondok Indah also. We want to stay within Jakarta capital region. On the outskirts, where there's some larger pieces of land, but still close to family and friends within Jakarta itself. So that for us is the key.
Have you ever visited Anenda Kapuk? Anenda Kapuk in North Jakarta.
Okay.
There's some, I don't know, this is maybe it's private sector, they develop almost the same concept like you. So you could send our parents stay there for 1 day or 2 days near the developing house, near their house. So if the children go to the works, they just take their parents there, and after go back from office, they pick them up again.
Okay.
Yeah, in Anenda Kapuk.
Okay. I'll certainly visit the area.
Big itu ada. Ada kampung orang tua seperti ini. I think you could visit there.
I was last here in November, actually for the BKPM conference, and I was amazed by North Jakarta, how quickly that's changing, and the amount of high-end development sites for residential now opening up across North Jakarta. It's a terrific area. No, we'll certainly have a look at it. As I said, for us the challenge is to find that open space, but still be close enough for family and friends. And that for us is very, very important. We don't want elderly people to feel that they're being abandoned, that they're being sort of forced out to nowhere, but that they're still close to the community. But within the community itself that we create, Community Siduk Park, all the facilities will be there. So nursing care, a visiting doctor, a dietitian, physiotherapist, psychologist. Often there are issues of loneliness. If a spouse has passed away, it's often not physical problems. It often becomes mental issues of loneliness and being disconnected from society too. So all these facilities, a cinema room, a walking track, a spa, pool can be within the facilities. A clubhouse, which has a dining room for facilities, and what we call a care team, which is a group organiser who organises activities for the residents. It could be a trip to the zoo, it could be a trip to the museum. It probably doesn't matter what it is, just so long as residents are remaining active, they're remaining mentally stimulated, they're remaining engaged with the community. So that for us is very, very important.
Mungkin sih nggak ada masalah kalau cuma izin. Have you formed the land for?
No, so actually after this I have a meeting with James Lang LaSalle who are assisting us. JLL have been advising us on some of the land purchases, and I'll be spending the remaining few days on this trip, and then when I return in April in sourcing the right kind of land.
You have some opinion?
Ya, untuk Jakarta yang usianya makin panjang, banyak orang tua memang kelihatannya betul membutuhkan.
Ipik aja. Tante saya juga ke sana.
Ipik.
Di mana ini kamu? You can speak Indonesian?
Tidak mengerti.
So it's a living where communities already has some press in Indonesia, or
Yeah, correct.
just
So
want to?
At the moment, the process of PTPMA registration is occurring at the moment. The name itself, Community Civil Bayak, has now been registered with BKPM. We're formally going through that process, and the advice we've received from our lawyers will be probably end of March. That process will be concluded.
Yeah, if you already have land, you want to ask permission for developing the house like this, we are very welcome.
Fantastic. I appreciate that very much.
I just wait for you already come. I mean, it's your document,
Yes.
everything's okay. We will help you.
Thank you.
Give a license.
I appreciate that, and something I've been very conscious of is to introduce both myself, the company, and the concept, so that at all levels of government. We've had this discussion with the National Health Ministry, and I'm very happy to be having it with yourself within the Jakarta Capital Region also, this local government, to introduce ourselves, to explain the concept. We hope, if the first facility is a success, and the first one we're looking at maybe only about 80 villas within the community, perhaps about 20,000 square metres. If that is a success, we wanted to start doing many of these facilities throughout Jakarta. We think the demand is there, but we want to get the first one right. We have a team of advisors who are both Indonesian and Australian. One of our key advisors is one of the professors at Universitas Indonesia, who runs the unit of public health there, Dr. Zafar Tafel, who I think is in some of the documentation. And he's been very important with us guiding an Indonesian program, because we think it's an Australian concept which will work in Indonesia, but it's very important to us that it is an Indonesian product. So we've got a terrific Indonesian team who have been advising us over the last 2 years, and so I hope we can conclude discussions, source the land, and probably commence sometime next year, early next year, the construction phase.
Itu soal izin nggak masalah, industri sosial itu nggak masalah. Mau bangun panti jompo kayak begitu, sosial. Tidak masalah kan? Ngomong aja.
Iya, kalau dinas sosial kan memang panti-pantinya menangani yang terlantar dan miskin, gitu. Juga ada kegiatan seperti itu, tapi berbasis masyarakat dan memang ditujukannya untuk yang terlantar dan miskin.
Maybe could translate.
The social welfare here, they in charge for more like social needs.
Yes.
It's more like, it's not a kind of like profit, but all the people like orphanage or the elders who like didn't have a home.
Yes. And that was actually going to be one of my questions today, to understand what level of support is provided by the Jakarta government at the moment for elderly people. I want to try and understand if there are any specific programs currently available.
Kita beberapa panti, dia pengen tahu apa yang kita sediakan untuk orang-orang yang seperti itu.
Kami punya 27 panti, untuk lansia, untuk orang tua itu ada 5 panti sosial. Tapi yang pelayanan lansia berbasis masyarakat itu ada 112. 112 yang
Punya kita
berbasis
juga?
masyarakat.
Punya
Bukan,
kita.
itu ada di masyarakat.
Swasta kan, masing-masing swasta.
Masyarakat.
Iya, tempat masyarakat tampung. Saya pernah lihat di Jelambar kalau itu.
Itu panti, Pak.
Ada orang tua.
Itu
Bukan,
panti.
bukan ada masyarakat, orang tua dia datang. Masyarakat yang swadaya itu.
Betul, betul.
Atas
Itu
harus
ada
lebih.
112.
Itu bisa
Ada
jelas.
112, tapi memang itu
General ya Pak.
itu berbasis masyarakat jadi keluarga. Mereka masih tinggal di keluarga masing-masing.
Cuma hari biasa kumpul kan.
Iya, ada kegiatan-kegiatan keagamaan, kesehatan, kemudian juga aktivitas yang lain, sehingga mereka bisa memanfaatkan waktu luangnya untuk bersosialisasi dengan sesama manusia.
Bisa jelas.
Itu yang bisa memperpanjang usia.
Biar nggak terlalu panjang.
Okay, so the current shelter for elders only 5, but we have like 112. But it's still like they could still live with the family
Yes.
and hang around in a few occasion, like special event or occasion,
Yes.
with their own community, like the same age.
Yes. Yes. One of the discussions I had this morning was with the Indonesian Nurses Association, INAA, and I think in Japan and in Australia, I think because of the very small fertility rates over the last 30 or 40 years, particularly in Japan, where it's about 0.5, 0.6 fertility now, and you have this whole generation of old people. When you walk through Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, you just don't see the number of young people that you do when you step out into the street. For example, here in Jakarta. Japanese healthcare has become very good, specialised in geriatric care and elderly care. And I think Australia, for similar reasons, because of very low fertility rates, has become quite good at aged care, elderly care, specialising geriatric care. One of the discussions I had with the INA this morning, and something we'd be pleased to extend into the Jakarta government, is any intellectual property that we have, any of the training that any of our nursing staff have in Australia, who we will use to be supplementing the training of Indonesian nursing staff, who will be assisting us with Komunitas Hidup Baik, we would happily pass that on. For example, with the INAA registration, they will now require, to keep your nursing licence current in Indonesia, 25 points each year of education to maintain education standards. We suggested we would be more than happy to run provide some of our own facilities, some of our own training and advice to assist in that process. So if any of our staff, who will be Indonesian nursing staff, but they will be trained, specialised in geriatric care in Australia, if any of that information can be passed on to community services like you're running, we'd be more than happy to do that. We want to be here for a very long time. We think that makes good business sense. We think also if we're making money as a private company, if we can make that contribution to raise the standards of nursing care, to raise the education standards and the understanding of the needs of elderly people, we would happily do that. So I'd be keen for, perhaps next year to have that dialogue with your office and some of your staff. And if there's any assistance we can provide, we would happily do that, like what we'd like to do with the Indonesian Nursing Association.
Kita dinas sosial ada yang bisa komunikasi sama mereka nggak? Kita ajak dia jalan-jalan aja lihat fasilitas kita, saya kira.
Bisa, siap.
Siap kan?
Siap.
Jadi supaya lebih,
Betul.
ya, dia bisa lihat kondisi kita, dia bisa bikin sendiri, terus dia bisa profit kerja sama seperti apa, jadi kira-kira gitu lah.
Yeah.
I think the next step is maybe Susan could be our person in charge.
Liaising with your office. Excellent.
Our office.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
Absolutely.
together, so you could visit and look around our facility.
Yes.
What kind of cooperation you could
Yes.
provide to us.
Good.
You could train maybe.
Yes.
And when you find a place you want to develop, your aunts, we could help you.
Yes.
License and
Yes.
everything.
Excellent.
So you could work together.
Good.
Ya, mungkin bisa tukar nomor telepon.
As I said, you know, we are a private company with a responsibility to investors, but that doesn't stop us being able to assist where we can. And if there's anything we have, I mean, in any way we can provide any support or advice, we would more than happily provide it.
Sudah pernah tahu yang Pandai Indah Kapuk belum? Di depan rumah sakit Pandai Indah Kapuk.
Iya. Saya belum pernah lihat.
Itu dia bikin konsepnya sama.
Iya. Hunian ya Pak.
Iya, bukan hunian juga, dia orang cuma datang lepasin gitu loh.
Daycare ya.
Iya, semacam daycare, ada juga yang mix. Jadi kalau ada orang anaknya pergi luar negeri apa, dia titip situ. Ya, maybe you should visit.
And visit one.
In front of the Pandai Indah Kapuk Hospital. They have a this house like this. I think maybe almost the same concept like this.
Yes.
So they ask people to come and talk with friends.
Yes.
They learn how to read the book. Many activities.
You just keep mental
Yeah,
stimulation.
so the whole day.
Yes.
And after their children come back from office, they pick them up again and stay in their home. Yeah, near the hospital. But itu depan in front of the hospital.
Lapor Panti kami 5 itu juga sudah mencoba daycare.
Model begitu ya?
Iya, jadi untuk masyarakat di lingkungan sekitar panti kita undang ke panti untuk melakukan aktivitas bersama dengan warga binaan.
Iya.
Itu ada di 5 panti kami.
Iya.
Tapi kalau yang di masyarakat itu kan memang
Saya pernah lihat salah satu di Jelambar. Mereka ada perkumpulan, orang tua datang, dan pulang lagi ke rumah masing-masing. Jadi semacam arisan orang muda gitu lah. I think you should visit
Like that. Thank you.
our facility
Yes.
and learn what program.
Absolutely.
So what kind of program we could work together.
Yes.
Ya, mungkin Bu Susan ya.
Good. Thank you.
Siap.
Thank you.
I think
Good.
it's better. You want today is okay, tomorrow
Good. No, we'll organise that.
as soon as possible.
Yes. Good.
It's better if you want to go today.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow.
Absolutely. As I said, that there is an Australian concept, but we want to apply it and deliver it in an Indonesian way, and that's quite different.
Yeah.
So we're very conscious of doing that. Again, that makes good business sense, and it also means residents are going to be happier at our facility.
Yeah.
So that'll be excellent.
We have 5 for the lower income
Yes.
community.
Yes.
But if you want to see middle and above middle class,
Yes.
you come here to visit the Pandai Indah Kapuk.
To the north.
Yeah, to
Yes.
the Pandai Indah Kapuk.
Good. Good.
Yeah, in front of the hospital.
Mm.
I forgot what the name. Yeah. Jadi kalau mau ke Pandai Indah Kapuk itu, kan ini rumah sakit kan, pintu masuk itu dia lewat 2 jalan, ada nyebrang jalan persis yang gedung di pojok di depan pintu masuk Pandai Indah Kapuk rumah sakit itu panti yang mewah sekali dia bikin, agak besar, seperti itu. Mungkin konsepnya seperti itu maunya kan itu.
Tapi memang sebenarnya konsep kita ini jadi nanti ada memang villa bentuknya. Villa itu akan menjadi tempat mereka tinggal, tapi kita tetap carry sistemnya dia home. Jadi konsepnya itu di dalamnya itu 2,5 kamar Pak, ukurannya kurang lebih 100 meter persegi sampai atau 120. Kemudian 1 kamar itu untuk penghuni, kemudian 1 kamar lagi apakah itu nanti untuk saudara yang datang atau keluarganya, kemudian setengah kamar karena di luar 2,5. Setengah kamar itu biasanya kalau elders itu kan mereka punya kayak helper yang emang udah bertahun-tahun sama mereka atau ya betul. Nah itu kita memang sediakan.
Makanya butuh tanamnya 2 hektar ya, besar, sampai 2
Iya.
hektar.
Cukup besar.
2 hektar kalau di Jakarta mah nggak bisa lagi ya, itu perumahan ya.
Dia kemudian dari situ selebihnya itu dia bikin center sih kayak clubhouse apa segala macam itu memang yang bisa di share untuk mereka.
Dia mau sekali banyak duit sih, dia mau bangun gedung besar pengen besar.
Kalau di Jakarta ada 5 juga panti swasta yang terbatas. Coba ada kontribusi kita bayar. Kalau panti kami kan free.
Kalau mau di Bintaro, near the BSD is in Bintaro.
Di Bintaro tuh yang masih
Bintaro
masuk
tuh
Jakarta tuh
masih
yang
Jakarta.
yang sampai sejauh
Ya,
mana?
ada yang masuk sana juga, tapi ada juga. Bintaro masih ada lahan luas,
Iya.
perumahannya. Nah, jadi suasana lebih adem, lebih terbuka. Itu juga punya pembangunan jaya,
Iya.
saham kami juga BUMD.
Oh,
Nah,
there's one near BSD.
kalau mau cek tanah ya, itu kasih ke dirutnya ya.
We could check.
Yeah, you want to find. We have one of our real estate company. We own a 40% shareholder there. Near the BSD is Bintaro.
Okay.
I think they still have enough land. 2 hektar ya.
Iya.
Itu catat aja namanya Pak Krisna, pembangunan Jaya Dirut Krisna 0816
Iya.
73 2730. This is the president director.
Maaf Pak, 0816 73.
2730. Mungkin bisa kontak dia, minta carikan lahan untuk yang ada fasus-fasum atau apa, dia bisa lebih. Ini kalau dia private sih nggak bisa sih, dia private harus. Mungkin bisa beli tanah. Di sana yang masih agak lebih lumayan harganya. Kalau di tengah Jakarta lihat Pondok Indah, wah ada berat. Itu semeter, tapi nggak tahu Australia, kalau sana udah 20 juta, 30 juta per meter kalau di Pondok Indah. Now is 1 square meter maybe 3,000 US like Pondok Indah.
That's very expensive.
Yes, very expensive.
Very expensive.
So if you
On
want to,
world standards,
yeah,
it's
if
expensive.
you want to lower, then that is we have to move to like Bintaro near the BSD. BSD also expensive. BSD now 1 square meter maybe almost $500 US.
Yes, that was what we were being.
Yeah.
JLL were advising somewhere
Yeah.
between 5 to 650.
If it's one in Jakarta, almost equal to the prices in Bintaro. Bintaro Jaya is sekitar 4 juta, 5 juta. We will talk about like not like I say in Panenda Kapuk. Now is the price is 2,000 and 3,000 US dollar per square meter. Utara semua yang kapal di kita Pluit semua dah 20-30 juta per meter.
It's
In
been
the last 2 years, our land price increased very sharply. This last 2 years.
I saw a report for Jakarta Capital Region prepared by Cushman & Wakefield Real Estate, and Jakarta was number 1 in office demand for this year. The rate of price per square metre increase, it was first Jakarta in the world. Second was in Sao Paulo in Brazil, but that was only because of the Olympics and the World Cup, creating an artificial spike. Once the Olympics and the World Cup finished from Brazil, that would drop back down. Jakarta was number 1.
Jakarta keeps
It was remarkable.
Yeah.
No, I first came here 6-7 years ago, and I'm amazed by just a skyline filled with cranes. It's unbelievable.
At the end of 2010, the land in North Jakarta is still 400, 500 US dollar per square meter. Now they jumped to 2,000 US dollar per square meter. 2010 masih 4 juta. Dia masih dapat tuh akhir 10 akhir itu. Sudah jump. I don't know, we want to look like this, the environments like a Pondok Indah and near a good place is the Bintaro, still left is Bintaro. Bintaro pun udah cukup mahal tanahnya. Ini kontaknya Pak Trisna itu Bintaro.
Iya, Pak
Trisna ya.
Trisna ya Pak.
Mau 2 hektar kan ya.
Trisna Mulyadi.
Nah, kalau mau 2 hektar kan mana ada lagi perumahan, kalau 2 hektar mungkin sana masih bisa. You could find maybe like a lake view or anything like that. Find it.
Excellent.
So you should contact him.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's there.
For the government of Jakarta now, flood recovery has almost been completed, or is it still an ongoing process?
Yes, but we believe we are on the right track now.
Yes.
But keep moving.
When I flew in on Saturday, you could still see obviously the flooded areas in Pluit, still quite bad. But where I am in South Jakarta, it seems to have well and truly been restored, and some of those areas around Casablanca and Sana seem to have been now fixed. I think I remember seeing some of the photography of the levee along the railway line, and that was the levee which broke, which caused a lot of the problems into South Jakarta. Is that correct? I think there was a levee, a water barrier along the railway line. I think that
the
collapsed.
problem is we talk about the southern area, like Bogor, Puncak. There's not an authority to manage that area. There are too many villa and housing that develop on the forest area, like for water, how to say, reservoir area.
Yes.
So they could not develop any villa, but many people to develop there, and we don't have the authority to ban them
Yes.
or to
And you can't
demolish
stop,
them.
and you can't stop
not,
the rain either.
Not our area. There's a problem. Another problem is in the north area, we have a big ponds, they call it Pruit Pond. There is 80 acres, but now it's occupied by many illegal housing. That's another problem.
I could see them as I flew in.
That's why in the Pruit Pond area, there's very long waterfront in this time. Because we have a west canal and east canal, but the west canal rivers, I don't know how to say it, the bank of the river bank, we have like a seed pile, it's broken,
Yes.
so the water come out
Yes.
to maintain area.
Yes.
And this pond have a capacity of pump only 28 cubic meter per second. And the water come from this Datu Harhari area is almost 50 cubic meter per second. That's why all our pumps use electric pump.
Yeah.
Couldn't work
You have to
again.
shut them down.
Yeah. That's not a problem. That's why we need almost 10 days to recover. We bring many mobile pump to help to pump the water. But now, still little areas still have water. Maybe we need 2 days again.
It is remarkable though, watching the level of damage and the level of flooding 2 weeks ago from Melbourne, seeing how quickly this city recovered though. And that for me was quite remarkable. And it's a testament to you, your staff, to the governor, how quickly services were able to get back up and running. Because you speak about 10 days, but 10 days still is relatively a short amount of period for the level of devastation those floods could have caused.
Maybe this is typical Indonesia.
Maybe.
We are
It's a credit to you.
we always say thank you,
Yeah.
thankful.
Yeah.
Thanks God, still 10 days. So for us, it's very fast to recover.
In Australia, I think it would take much longer.
Yeah.
Put 10 and then add an extra 0 at the end.
Yeah,
of it.
like now we have many public housing, very empty. Now everybody want to move there. So we say thank you, this is blessing in disguise. If no waterfront, nobody want to come to this housing.
Yeah.
The northern side, northern eastern side, Marunda. Yeah, I think Bu Susan could connect, yeah.
Terrific. I appreciate your time very much. Thank you.
Bu Renet orang Indonesia, orang
Indonesia.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
for your time. Thank you for your advice too. Thank you. Pleasure to see you guys. Thank you. And a small gift of us government from Australia. So thank you very much again. Thank you. My pleasure. Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you for your staff also.
Okay. Kasih aja foto. Ini nggak boleh pakai baby. Saat.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you again. Very kind of you.
Please,
Thank you. Thank you.
Minum?